making life harder than it has to be. I'll just let the dust settle. I gotta do what's best for me. I can't live this life, it's crushing my soul. You can see it in my eye, it's kinda getting old. So I gotta take that leap of faith. I can't quite predict my fate, but it's better than being fake. How much can one girl take? Say I'm living in a house of lies.
Living in a house of lies.
Yeah, I'm living in a house of lies.
Covered by my disguise.
I'm living in a house of lies.
Living in a house of lies.
I'm living in a house of lies.
Covered by my disguise.
I might lose everything, but gain some peace. Confession's good for the soul, y'all, so it's time to unleash. I'll surrender to the fear and relinquish all control. Cause getting this burden off my chest is cleansing to my soul. Cause when I look in the mirror and see who's staring back at me, I've gotta be the one who respects who she sees. I'm living in a house of lies.
Living in a house of lies.
I'm living in a house of lies.
Covered by my disguise.
I'm living in a house of lies.
Living in a house of lies.
I'm living in a house of lies.
Covered by my disguise.
I'm living in a house of lies.
Living in a house of lies.
I'm living in a house of lies. Yeah.
Covered by my disguise.
I'm living in a
Living in a house of lies.
I'm living in a house of lies. Can't pretend like everything's okay when I know it ain't. I gotta make a break from this prison so I can escape. This facade is fading and my heart is breaking. Enough is enough. No more hesitating, I'm done debating. Feels like this burden's too